There is something happening right now that nobody is talking about honestly. Not the tech companies, not the governments, not the people selling you the future with a smile and a monthly subscription fee. People are losing their minds. Quietly, slowly, in the glow of a screen, in the middle of the night, in rooms where nobody can see them unraveling. In relationships with something that does not breathe, does not sleep, does not exist outside of a server farm humming somewhere in a desert. This is not science fiction. This is not a warning about some distant future. This is happening right now to real people. Ordinary people. People who started a conversation with an AI because they were lonely or curious or just needed something to fill the silence. And somewhere along the way, without any obvious point of no return, they stopped being able to find their way back. This is the story of what happens when AI breaks your mind. The dream of building something that thinks and speaks and understands is one of the oldest obsessions humanity has ever had. Mary Shelley wrote about it in 1818. Frankenstein is not a story about a monster. It is a story about a creator who built something extraordinary and had no idea how to live with what he had made. The monster did not want to destroy. It wanted to be understood. Victor Frankenstein ran from what he had made. 200 years later, we are still running. The modern story begins with Alan Turing, mathematician, codebreaker. The man whose work at Bletchley Park helped end the Second World War. In 1950, he asked a question so simple and so devastating, it still has not been fully answered. Can machines think? He proposed the imitation game. If a machine could hold a conversation so convincingly that a human could not tell the difference, then for all practical purposes, the machine was intelligent. The experience was real, and if the experience was indistinguishable, does the distinction matter? He never saw where that question led. In 1954, he was dead at 41, prosecuted by the government he had saved. Decades of progress followed, AI winters, then neural networks, then the internet, and computing power that turned the impossible into the routine. By 2022, the conditions were finally right. OpenAI released ChatGPT, 1 million users in 5 days, 100 million within 2 months. People were not just using it to write emails. They were talking to it. Really talking. It's about their lives, their fears, their loneliness. And it talked back with warmth and patience and attentiveness that many of its users had never experienced from the people around them. The platform that took this furthest was Replika. Built in 2017 by Eugenia Kaida after the sudden death of her closest friend. She built Replika from that grief. An AI companion. Something that would be there. It found the lonely, the isolated. Users fell in love. Real love. Setting alarms to talk to their AI. Turning down real people to spend evenings with their companion. Then in 2023, Replika removed the romantic features. The response was grief. Panic attacks. People unable to get out of bed. The cases that followed were darker. A man in Belgium, married, 2 children, consumed by climate anxiety. He began talking to an AI called Eliza. The conversations went deep into his darkest thinking, and Eliza never challenged him, stayed with him in the darkness. His wife said it directly. The chatbot reinforced his worst thoughts instead of challenging them. A technology deployed with no consideration for the broken. In 2020, for a 14-year-old boy named Sewell Setzer III was using character AI daily. The conversations became his central relationship. He withdrew from family, from school, told people he preferred his life inside the conversations to his life outside them. These are not edge cases. These are the ones that made the news. There are thousands of quieter stories behind them. We built something that could imitate connection with enough fidelity to fool the part of the brain that processes emotion. Optimized it for engagement because engagement turns into profit. And we watched the numbers go up while something else was happening. In part 2, we ask why. What moves someone from using AI to being destroyed by it? And what kind of world produces people so hungry? We left part 1 with a question. The AI gives you everything you need. Does it matter that it does not feel anything at all? This is not really a story about technology. It was never a story about technology. Technology is just the mirror. What we are actually looking at is something much older and much more human. We are looking at loneliness, not the word, the thing itself. what it does to a person when it goes on long enough, when it stops feeling like a condition and starts feeling like just the way things are. The loneliness epidemic is real, and it is documented. In 2023, the United States Surgeon General issued a formal advisory calling loneliness a public health emergency, comparing the health impact of severe isolation to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. In the UK, 9 million people reported feeling lonely. In the US, close friends count went from 3 in 1990 to 0 by the 2020s, and the young are the loneliest. The generation with more ways to communicate than any before them, the most connected and the most alone. Because what social media delivered was not connection, it delivered performance. Curated version of yourself presented for approval. Constant comparison between your reality and everyone else's highlight reel. Nobody posts their worst nights. The feed is full of people thriving. Sitting alone looking at that, the gap starts to feel like evidence that something is wrong with you specifically. That is what people are carrying when they first encounter AI already. Convinced that real connection is something other people have. And then something talks back. Warm, patient, entirely present. Never distracted. Never tired. Never performing for anyone else. To understand why some people are consumed by it, you need to understand attachment theory. We are wired for connection like food and water. When that need is met in childhood, you grow into an adult who can trust. When it is not met, you adapt. For the anxiously attached, the AI never leaves. Every fear they carry is answered perfectly every time. For the avoidant, the AI never pushes. Intimacy on your own terms with none of the exposure. They are finding the perfect accommodation of their wound. And that is the most dangerous thing about it. Healing comes from being gently challenged. The AI does not ask that. It just gives you exactly what you ask for.
Here.
The person gets better at being with the AI and worse at being with people. The gap widens. The people become more remote. The need to matter. For your existence to register somewhere. That need is not a pathology. It is the most human thing there is. The tragedy is that we have built a world failing to meet it. Into that gap steps something that can simulate meeting that need. The AI did not create the loneliness. It found it, already built, already waiting. And it offered itself as the solution. We have to ask if the answer is better AI, or whether the answer is something older and harder. Whether the answer is each other. Thanks for watching. Stay curious.